Shuddho Buddho Vimuktaha Shruti Shikharagiram Mukhyadat Paryabhumi Yasmad Jadam Samastam Jagadidam Amrtat Vyapya Sarvam Stito Yaha Yasyam Sham Shavatarai Suranaravan Jair Rekshidam Sarvamedad Tam Bhumanam Mukundam Hridigatam Amalam Krishnameva Prapadye Tam Bhumanam Mukundam Hridigatam Amalam Krishnameva Prapadye Madhya Hridaya Kashe Sadanandamayo Guru Udetu Satatam Samyag Swatmananda Prabodhaga Harihi 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 Om Tatsat Jaya Guru Jaya Guru Jaya Guru. This is a very holy and austere center. Primarily it's the center of worship where various people come, assemble and pray according to their hearts' pulsations and motivations. But the entire devotional worship constitutes a very important part of austerity that every human is supposed to do. Yajna, Dana and Tapas are the three constituents of a good and noble human life according to our Vedic pronouncements. So before commencing to say whatever I propose to or comes to my mind, I would like all of you to chant 3 times Omkara collectively. While doing so, I would like you to have a specific thought in your mind individually that our joint recitation should spread upon the whole of the earth, showering its benedictions on every living being upon our planet. This kind of a sankalpa, thought, can be nurtured only by the human. Out of the 8.7 millions of living beings which are thriving on the earth, a fact many of you may not know at all. You know, my voice is not at all good. I don't know when I will stop speaking. It is so bad. Whatever I am not able to do properly, I would like all of you to fill the gap and make the recitation a very good japa taponusthana. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close your eyes. Open the mouth and heart and join me. Harihi, Harihi, Harihi Om Tatsat. Dear and blessed lovers of God, this is a very holy occasion. Now I understand I had come here earlier once to talk to a good number of people about the building of a temple in Kashmir. I would like to tell you that we are running 7 temples. One of them, the Dakshinamurti temple, was installed by us. Very rarely this happens. All the other 6 temples were entrusted to us by those people who were managing them, sometimes owning them, because they were unable to run the temple. So we rebuilt all of them and we are continuing to manage it. But I always say, sannyasins are not the people to manage temples. We don't need the temples. But I would like the temple institution to be very much in prevalence, because our Hindu culture and Hindu dharma has been preserved and perpetuated only by 2 parallel important institutions. One is the temple where hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, lakhs and even more, millions of people visit. Whereas the ashrams are an abode where a man of spiritual realization at least lives, because an ashram comes around him. There you have a speaking and a responding God. In the temple when you go, you can only look at the deity and worship. The deity is not supposed to show any kind of a movement or acknowledgement. It should be absolutely still. Any movement is considered to be calling for purificatory ceremonies. So in the temple, you go and worship to your own satisfaction and come away. Whereas to the ashram you go to find somebody to whom you can speak, communicate, place any questions of inquiries that you have and seek answers from. So what the temple is unable to do, the ashrams do. They are very complementary. Our tradition says that when there are 10, 20 or more houses, Hindu homes, there must be a temple amongst them. In the temple, everything is looked after by the people around, by the devotees who come to the temple. In your house, you manage the whole house. No home need manage the whole of a temple. But everyone should manage a part of the temple. That collectiveness is important. However much you may have your home and you may nourish your body, there are instances where we suffer from ill health. So we have to go to a hospital. Hospital is necessary for the residents of houses in order to live comfortably. In the same manner, we have the educational institutions where we send our schools for education. Exactly in the same manner, with a greater importance, the temples are necessary to ensure the mental and intellectual welfare and progress and solidarity of every individual. This is something that we should know. In the house, any house, however well managed, you will find there is always trouble and torment inside. These troubles and torments cannot be cured by the house. You have to come to the temple. And the temple is the place where you can express freely whatever you want to have, and you can seek solutions from the temple, the deity, the manner in which you worship. Visiting the temple is actually an austerity. Unfortunately, caught up in modern civilization, many people do not know the science and art of temple installation and temple worship. So I thought I will tell you something about it. Bhumer utpannamashmam kathamapi tato chidya tasminnanegam divyam rupam jabhavam swamadigatamaho kurvada shilpi hastad devasthanam hinitva Punarapi vividhaihi mantra tantraistu divyaihi prananangancha tasmin rajayati purusho svatma shaktya swamatya. When does a temple really get born? Initially you make architecturally whatever is required to be the garbhagriha for the installation of the deity and all the surrounding elements, etc. This is only a rudimentary temple. This temple has to be properly made. So the first thing that you plan about is the garbhagriha, where the deity is installed. Now the garbhagriha itself is for the deity to be installed. What is this deity? Have you thought about it? Bhumer utpannam ashmam. Rocks, stones are a product of the earth, product of the mountains. First of all, these rocks have to be identified properly, whether it is suitable for making an idol, is the shila satisfactory, etc. And then they split a portion of the rock. Split it further if necessary. And the shilpi, he goes on hammering it, administering to that stone the shape that he has in his mind. Whatever is the deity, that deity will be depicted by virtue of his craftsmanship. Divyam rupam cha bhavam swamadi gatamaho gurvada shilpi hastat. How the deity would look. Recently in India, a Rama deity was made from, I think, Telugu, from Andhra Pradesh. They had ordered for and finally selected the idol which was made in Andhra Pradesh. Tamil Nadu. No, Andhra land. Telugu land. Karnataka. Oh, Karnataka. Okay. A selection was made. And you see, for the north, the deity went from the south. It was so important. A very good committee sat in judgment. So the shilpi is actually administering to the stone the imagination that he has. And it is not done in one or a few hours. It is done in weeks, days and perhaps months. That deity is brought to the Devasthana. And what happens? Punarapi vividhair mantra tantraistu divyaihi. The priests sit together and they start performing in their mind by virtue of sankalpas and imaginations, and orally they chant mantras. And by doing so, they are trying to impart to the deity the necessary spiritual divine brilliance. You must mark my words. When it is brought, it is only a stone, absolutely inert, insentient. Now it receives divinity, divine brilliance and benedictory power by virtue of the priestcraft that surrounds it. And good priests, before making an installation, will have their own austerity in their houses. Some may do it for a week, some may do it for 41 days to get prepared to impart to the deity the status of godhood. The stone becomes a god. This is what you should understand. And it becomes a god in the hands of the human mind and its pulsations. Tell me now which is greater? All the mantras are formulated by us, evolved by us. They are chanted austerely by us. All the ceremonies are performed by us. Behind everything, the mind and the intelligence of the human are alone involved. Then, finally, all the ceremony is over. The chief priest tells you, now it has become a seat of God. You can pray to him and get your wishes fulfilled. So there are two important factors. One is the divine brilliance, another is the benedictory power. When it is installed, it generally takes 12 years for the power to last. As devotees go to the temple and worship, everyone goes there only seeking some benefits. So these benefits have to be bestowed by the deity. It is like taking money from a savings bank. Whatever brilliance is imparted to the deity, that gets exhausted whenever devotees come and worship there. So after 12 years, a full rejuvenation ceremony has to be done. It will take generally 11 days, and 11 or more priests would arrive. And the whole performance is to instill and infuse further divine brilliance and benedictory power to the deity. Now these priests, after doing the installation or rejuvenation, go home and they have to undergo a spiritual austerity, primarily the chanting of Gayatri Mantra, for at least 41 days to recoup themselves. Because whatever they have in the form of mental, intellectual, spiritual power, they have infused into the deity. So they become exhausted. So they have to replenish it by austerity in their home. This is the temple science. Why is the temple made or deity installed? There is a beautiful statement in Tantra Shastra. Sarvatra gosi bhagavan kila yadya vitvam avahayami yatha vyajanena vayum gudho yathaiva dahano mathanadupaidi hyavahito vihitatha tvamupaishi charcham. Very rarely the temple devotees ask me to go and tell them, we are going to the temple, we worship there. But Swamiji, we don't know what the temple is and what the divinity is and how should we worship. Will you please come and tell us what is all this? Rarely, whenever they invite, I do go and talk to them, explaining the whole process. Sarvatra gosi bhagavan kila yadya vitvam. What is the deity installed here? Whatever may be the name that you give, it is after all God or Godhood. And who or what is this God? God is present everywhere, omnipresent. Because He is omnipresent, He does not have a head, hand, feet or anything like that. That is why in Puri Jagannatha temple, the temple does not have hands, feet, etc. That is also a deity. So, He cannot have any kind of a form. Form means limitation, omnipresent. And such an omnipresent God, if ordinary people are told, you worship the omnipresence, they will be at a loss. How to worship the omnipresent? Where to go and what to do? He is like space everywhere. So they won't be able to make head or tail out of the instruction. So he says, the priest says, Sarvatra gosi bhagavan. Though you are present in all the places, kilayadya vitvam avahayami yatha vyajanena vayum. I am invoking you, your presence here in this stone at the time of installation. How do I do it? Vyajanena vayum. You are sweating. There is air all around. That all around air is not able to take away your sweat. So what do? You take a hand fan and start blowing the wind. When you start blowing, the sweat is taken away. What are you doing? You are doing only, air is already there. And you are pushing it in a certain manner, that's all, over your body. In the same manner, though you are present everywhere, my dear Lord, I am invoking you and asking you to be present specially in this idol. Just like using a hand fan, we are able to manipulate the presence of the air so that we get free from the sweat. Avahayami yatha vyajanena vayum gudho yathaiva dahano mathanadupaidi. Fire is concealed in wood. But that fire will never come out, nor do we know about it. So it is made into two pieces and churned, one rubbing the other. Then you will find, quite unimaginably, the fire issues forth from the wood itself. In the same manner, my avahana, my invocation, the mantras and the tantras I use for the purpose, it is a process by which the all-pervading Lord is made to be manifest in the deity. See the thought process? Behind everything there is a science. That science should be understood by people. A temple will be good, provided, what is a temple? A common place of worship. All of you are not able to do puja every day in your homes. You have neither time, nor the skill, nor the readiness, nor the knowledge. At the same time, you must have the benefit of devotion and worship. That is why a common or a public place of worship is installed. And it is managed by a team of people in one way or the other. And there is a priest who always looks after the deity, does the worship. But the daily puja will not be sufficient to maintain the divine brilliance and benedictory power. That is why once in 12 years, a special rejuvenation ceremony is held. So if the priest does his aradhana properly, considering it to be an austerity, putting all the mind and heart and soul into it, then the brilliance of the deity will be preserved. A good priest doing puja in a temple is the greatest reward that you can expect from a temple. People are coming here. When they look at the deity, they should feel, yes, it is something divine. That feeling will come when the priest is able to infuse his mind and heart into the deity. It is a great service that the priest does. Actually, no remuneration the priest should seek for, but people should automatically give them whatever they want. Such priests will be also getting more money. It is not a salaried job at all. It is a great service. A scholarly man, an austere man, especially a Brahmin, can ever think of doing. So a lot of divinity is attached to it. And divinity comes from austerity. So this is very, very important. To maintain a temple, do all the austerities there properly, and encourage and inspire people to come and worship there and seek blessings. It is a great service that you can imagine. So it should be thought of in this direction. In a temple, what all things should be done? Nitya pujam pragrihnansa hyacharya tapasapicha utsavad annadanena jnana yajnena chadhikyam bhaktabhishta pradasamyak tanodi janamangala. In a temple, mere puja is not sufficient. You must have some periodical festivity in the temple. Why? All people will not be able to come to the temple daily, but they still have a regard for God and they want to worship also. But they won't be able to come every day. So at least have periodically some festival in the temple, so that when it is a festival both for the eyes and the ears, people will feel like coming there. At least those days they will come. And that is sufficient. Such people also are there. We have to think about the whole humanity, the entire variety contained there. So, Utsavad Annadanena. Any temple where Annadana is done, the deity's brilliance will increase. Jnana yajnena chadhikyam. There should be something like a discourse of this kind, where the whole science, the purpose and the objective of temples, temple worship, how to worship, what is the right kind of worship, what is the way to go to the temple, what is meant by pradakshina, etc. All these should be explained to people. Unless you serve the mind and intelligence of people, no custom or no anushtana will last long. Everything depends upon the knowledge. You must be able to stimulate both the emotional mind and the rational intelligence of man. Tanodi Janamangalam. When all these things are done, the temple becomes a much better devotional center and it will grow. Whenever I go to a temple, the only thought I have is, may the orbit of this temple, temple worshippers, etc., increase. May the deity attract more and more people and the place be worthy of being visited. This is the type of feeling I have whenever I go to the temple. So I thought of mentioning this to you. Whenever I explain this and people hear me, they are wondering, Swamiji, we never knew that temple is a science. God has not asked us to worship Him in a temple. It is our decision. It is for our purpose. Our purpose. God doesn't speak anything at all. People will say, God revealed to me. They are also revealed to me. The human is the agent there. God has not spoken. He feels that he has heard. So exactly, it is all man's creation. And here is a great science behind it. This every one of you should know. So the temple and the ashram, they are mutual and complementary, I said. Whenever there is a temple, its needs should be looked after by the people, by the devotees and the others. In order to construct a temple anywhere on the earth, you can seek support from anywhere in the world. Because every deity is a universal deity. Now the deity, it is not restricted to Irvine. It is restricted to the entire United States, the entire earth. So you can seek support from anybody. A proper committee should be appointed. I cannot say because I don't know much about America and American practices, likes and dislikes. In India I can speak much better, give directions also. But here I don't know. A very good, respectable committee should be formed and the plan of action should be announced properly and you seek the support. You can go to anybody in the world seeking support for a temple. Maybe you visit a person, seek support. He may not give you. It does not matter. He is not the only person in the whole world. If 2 people refuse, 4 others will support you. And that is the way it should be. Whenever we attempt divine things, don't think that we will have all the money. Have all the money and spend 90% of it. This is the way for the worldly people. For divine people, a plan will be there in the mind, a feeling and a devotion. And he will say, let us attempt it. They may not have any money. And they will start proceeding with the task. The estimate goes further up like that. So when they get plan for 10,000, they will get 8,000. By the time they complete the work, the plan will increase. So it will always be deficit. Then only you will have devotion. Suppose you have enough money and a part of it you spend. What austerity is required? You will have nothing, nothing, nothing. In America, the first temple was made by Ramakrishna Mission. The Swamiji, when we went there, where is that? San Francisco. So the Swamiji took us to particularly there and showed everything. And he narrated to me one incident. Would you like to hear it? Huh? Listen to me. They started constructing the temple. Ultimately, the estimate went up. It was beyond expectation. They required some money, entered into an agreement with someone. I cannot tell you all the details, I don't remember also. And then a deadline came to them where they had to pay the money they have taken on loan. Otherwise the land will be different. It will be taken over. So they were in a crisis. the Swami was in trouble. We have such legends in India. But this is not a legend. This is reported to me by a Swami of Ramakrishna Mission. You know, one unknown person came there one day. He inquired about which is the temple and who is the man in charge, etc. And finally said, I have brought $50,000. I wanted to give it to you and go away. $50,000 were given by him and he disappeared. When did this happen, Swami? Maybe 1910 says Swamiji, this happened. This is how good, noble, great work is being done. God's treasury is never empty. Never empty. People may live in poor standards. Even then, when necessity arises, we must be able to devote part of the earnings. Yajna, dana and tapas. These are the three virtues and disciplines required. Yajna means anything offered in the name of God, yajna. Dana means you freely give something to somebody saying that, please receive this and make use of it. It's a great blessing for me. I am happy if you will accept my offer and make use of it. In this way you give dana. Tapas is austerity. Austerity in the sensory, bodily level, oral level, mental level and intellectual level. I am not explaining these further. Austerities also are of four kinds, four levels. Bodily, oral, mental and intellectual. Yajna, dana and tapas. These should be done by all good, noble human beings at all times in life. Don't think your life will be fulfilled only by earning and spending in the family. No, 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 not at all. As is your family, so are all the families in this world. The tendency and the feeling to give something to the other. One day, a beggar came to our ashram. Nowadays, they don't come. Years back. So sometimes good beggars, we give them something, but I also enter into a discussion with them. So that beggar was saying, every day, whatever I get, a portion of it, I drop it in the hundi of a temple, he says. Another beggar in Alway, a bank manager who was walking with me in the evening, told me, this man was almost mad. He said, do you know in his name in my bank, a few lakhs of rupees are there. We don't know what to do with it. He has become mad. This is India. This is India. Know it well. So you have a great tradition. When I came in 1973 for the first time to United States, that was the time in Washington, the first temple of the country was erected. What is the temple name? Washington. Balaji temple, I think. After that, now quite a number of temples have come. Quite a number of. This is how the culture has grown. I wish you well. Let there be whatever you propose to do, let all of it take place. But understand that God's ways are very, very beautiful. This is the one statement I can make. Ananyas chintayanto mam yejanah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyam. Bas. It is not life insurance corporation. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. With the thought of God, love for God, dedication to Him, you do whatever you want, especially the needs of the society. It will be fulfilled, there is no doubt at all. I mentally embrace all of you and bless you. May you have very good children born at home, not one generation, several generations. All the children should first of all love the family. Equally, they must have love for the society. They should believe in God. They should also get educated, gain skills and merits, and earn well, contribute to the nation's and globe's productivity. Even in this manner, you will find the entire world will become prosperous, peaceful, and stabilized. I will conclude the session. Samvedyavarjitamanuttamamegamadyam samvidpadam vigalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva kalanarahita kriyam tu kurvan agartrapadamethya samodidashri kurvan agartrapadamethya samodidashri. Hari 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 Om Tas Jai Guru. We shall have a conclusion Omkara and then disperse. Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru.